Hey everybody, welcome to my science laboratory, and today I'm going to show you an experiment. So this is a bottle of ordinary rice out of the container. And I've been working all day really hard to make my own batch of light rice, which is so light that this one can come right out. Just a normal chopstick. And this one is so light I can carry the entire bottle.
I can't even possibly believe that is just the same. That can't possibly be just rice. You did something. That's all glued in there.
No, it isn't. I'll prove it.
Whoa.
Just normal rice. Hi, my name is JV Houston, and I'm a second-year member of the Sticks and Stones 4-H Club. This year, I took the Science Fun with Physics project and learned a lot about science through magic tricks and fun experiments. I had to help build the experiments using household items and to learn the science that made them work. I think my favorite experiment was to do the water mixing experiment and how I got to share it with my friends with a video that I sent to them. Some of the experiments didn't work out like I thought they would, and some of them took a long time to put together. But most of all, it was a lot of fun.
Excellent. So you had a bunch of projects that you did, and you learned about a bunch of different ideas. I saw some concepts in your book when I browsed through it. So can I have you tell me, what did you learn about surface tension?
Surface tension is an invisible skin that can go on a flat surface to make water or a liquid bubble on top of a flat surface.
Oh, okay. What's that experiment that you have there?
This is a surface surfer, and we had to use detergent to break the surface tension to make a boat go running across the water.
Whoa.
When
Did it work?
The surface tension broke. And it did work because when I put the soap on the back of the boat, it flew across the water, and I broke the surface tension to do that.
Awesome. What about gravity? I saw gravity on your list.
Gravity is something that pulls something to the ground. Like when you jump, for example, the gravity brings you back down to Earth.
Oh, okay. And so you had some experiments with gravity?
Yes. Because if you didn't have gravity, you would just be floating in the air like you do on the moon.
That'd be fun.
One of them was the parachute away experiment, where we had to put an egg in a cup, cover it all around with tissues, and then put tape on the top and see if the parachute would crack. If the parachute, the bit smaller it went, if it would crack, or the bigger it went, if it stayed.
Did any of the eggs crack in this one?
None of the eggs cracked.
Oh, that's cool.
Because the egg didn't break every time I used a different size parachute, because the biggest one went slowest and the smallest one went fastest.
Can you talk to me a little bit about the different experiments that involved how pressure affects items and objects?
So the pressure is something that if you have lots of air in a container and it's concealed, the pressure builds up to try to break out of that container.
Okay.
And my favorite experiment was the Now We Mix, Now We Don't, which is one of the pressure experiments. So what we had to do was put the hot water in one cup, which we colored red, and then put the cold water on the bottom, which we colored blue, because that's a cold color, and those didn't mix when we put the hot on the top and the cold on the bottom, but when we switched it on the hot on the bottom, cold on the top, it mixed into a purple color because we used red and blue.
So what does that say about the red water? The hot water likes to go which direction?
Up. And the cold water likes to go down because it's heavier.
Awesome. Okay. So did you have any other experiments that used pressure?
Yeah, it's the balloon rocket dragster. So where we had to use a piece of styrofoam to make a car with wheels and then try it on 3 different surfaces, which was the carpet, tile, and concrete. The carpet went 19.5 inches, the tiles went 29 inches, and the concrete went 9 inches.
What do you think the difference was with all of those?
The bumpier it was, the less, and the more tension it had, the slower it went.
Oh, okay, cool. Excellent. So then, what did you use with that balloon experiment? What did you use to make the car go? How did you make the car go?
We used a straw and balloon. So we taped a balloon to a straw that we taped to the car, and then we blew the balloon up and it went.
Okay, awesome. Okay, talk to me a little about magnets.
So magnetism is where a magnetic object can get picked up by another magnetic object as long as the north and the south stay apart. If you try to put the north and the south together, they don't want to go. Well, no, other way around. North and north.
Okay.
If you put north and north together, they don't want to go in because they're both the same thing.
So what did you have to do for this experiment?
We had to rub a needle on one side of the magnet, which I did the north first, rub that on the magnet 50 times, and then flip the needle over onto the other side, and then do it again on the south
And what
of
happened?
the magnet. And then whenever we put it through some slits in paper, it always pointed us north. So it was a compass made out of a needle using a magnet.
Awesome. So now I know one of the harder ones to understand for me even is the idea of energy. We talked. We had to work a little on kinetic and potential energy.
Yeah.
There was an experiment we did, right? Didn't we have an experiment that taught us a lot
Yeah.
about that? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain a little about that?
We can wait on the comeback can.
Oh, we can wait about the comeback can. Okay. Well then, can you explain about friction and the bottle experiment?
Oh, what we had to do was smack the rice on the table that was in the bottle to make it really packed in. Then put more rice in until it was completely filled and we couldn't pack it in anymore. And that made it the light rice, and the regular rice was just normally put in.
So what happened when we packed all that rice into the light rice can? What did that do when we put the chopstick in there?
It made the chopstick stay put and packed into the rice, so it couldn't move unless if you wiggled it out or just completely yoinked it out.
Yep, that's right. And then that made a mess, huh?
Yeah.
That's
The
awesome.
wiggling it didn't though.
Okay. Fantastic. So that was friction, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really thank you for watching this video of my project. This gave me a way to show what I learned and how much fun this project was in a way I couldn't do it done in a way I couldn't have done it in judging. In fact, if you'll come with me to the kitchen, I'll show you one more cool trick I learned that uses kinetic energy, potential energy, and maybe a little hocus pocus to make a can move. So this is how we roll the container. It rolls.
Whoa.
I use my magic to roll it back to me. Because when we roll it, the rubber band twists up. So when it twists, it gets kinetic energy. So the potential energy stops the container, and then the kinetic energy stored in the rubber band gets released, and it'll come back to you. So currently, the rubber band is getting kinetic energy. Now it had potential energy, and now the kinetic energy rolled it back to me. Thank you everybody for watching. I really appreciate it because I really loved this project in the 4-H.